Lyman just released their Revolution HD heavy-duty revolving gun vise, and in this video, we're not only going to get it out of the box, but we're going to put it to use. Hey guys, Gavin here from UltimateReloader.com. We're going to waste no time. I'm going to get this gun vise out of the box. Well, here's what we've got in the box. We've got the base, and I'll have to say, I was really surprised at how heavy this is. These are stainless steel connecting rods, and the overall unit has quite a bit of heft to it, which is nice. These are the clamping towers, and then we've got the AR-15 mag block, and so that'll be a fun thing to try out. The only other pieces were these clamping blocks, and those are going to fit right in here in these clamping towers when we go ahead and put that together. So next, we'll get those clamping towers installed and get some rifles and handguns going. Okay, so I read the instructions. The assembly should be pretty simple. We're just going to take a clamping tower, going to pop it over the horizontal bar there, and we've got this clamping block that is held in place with basically this little cutout right there. So we'll go ahead and do that for the rear one here. That is pretty simple and straightforward. Now what I'm curious about is, okay, I just put a little bit of tension on. Okay, so I can kind of move that. This is not much pressure there. That is a really effective clamp. So if I torque it, now I can push as hard as I can and not move it. It's a pretty interesting design. I found that with Lyman tools recently. They've got some really interesting design ideas. The most recent priming tool is an example. So that's that. And then we can also unlock the swivel. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Pivots around like that. And then there is, I think every 6 degrees, there's a stop for it. Yeah. So that's going to allow us to orient things how we want down to basically 180. All right. Now, in terms of height adjustment, we've got these screws here, and then we can basically hold it at the height we want, tighten the clamp. That's very secure too. Yeah, there we go. Give it a little rattle while we tighten it so that we can get the little serrations engaged in the clamping mechanism. And then we've got these clamps that come in from the side. So that's kind of the basics of the vise. Let's get some firearms out and actually start wrenching on them. So what I've got here is a really nice bolt action rifle. This is a Horizon Vandal Dark II 22 Creedmoor, super premium rifle. And I've also got a scope here that already has the scope rings installed. So the first task at hand is going to be to get the scope mounted, and in order to do that, we need to secure the rifle in the vise. So it looks like we probably want to have maximum spread here. So I'm going to move both of the clamping towers like that. That should be good. And then I'm going to lower the rear clamping tower. Okay. And then raise the front clamping tower. You know, it doesn't look like we need a whole lot there, but might as well get the rifle, you know, roughly level. That looks pretty good there. Okay, so now we get our side clamps going. Make sure the rifle is roughly level in there. Yep, that looks good. And then we'll clamp the buttstock. That's nice and secure. Okay. So let's get this scope in place. I think we had it about right there. I've got my Torque wrench set to 65 inch-pounds. So I'm going to push forward on the scope. This Lyman torque screwdriver comes with the 1/2-inch socket, which is nice for these kinds of things. Okay, scope is on. Now let's take a look at our trigger pull weight. Are we empty? Yes. Mag is out and everything. Okay, so I've got this staged and ready to go. Let's see. We're going to probably want to move that like that. That says 1 pound, 15.1 ounces, close to 2 pounds. Let's do that again. £2, 3.3 ounces. Third time's the charm. £2, 4 ounces. So that 2 pounds, 3 to 4 ounces is probably where we're at. Love how this tool folds down. Okay, so that's our bolt action demo. Let's next take a look at an AR-15. Okay, so I've got my AR. We're going to put a muzzle brake on. The first step is going to be to take the clamping towers off, which is just basically the reverse of the installation process. I'm going to push to the side on the clamping blocks until they slide out. Put those aside. Now we've got this mag block for the AR that's just going to clamp on here like so. And we can move that fore and aft, of course. I'm just going to put it right in the middle. We'll see if that's going to work good. Okay, and then this is the spreader for the mag block, where if we screw this far enough in, it's going to separate the two halves like that. And that's going to clamp it firmly in place. So let's see how that looks. I'm going to try this direction. There we go. Wow, yeah, that's pretty tight for a mag block. I like that. Okay, so now I've got my Ultradyne muzzle brake. We'll go ahead and put some TW25B on here, our favorite muzzle thread grease. What we're going to be paying attention to here is proper timing. So we'll screw this on our jam nut all the way to the back to start. Get our muzzle brake into position. Okay. Wow, that didn't take much of a back off there. And I've got my wrenches here. We can go ahead and tighten that in place, clocked to perfection. There we go. Done. So I put our clamping towers back in place. Let's talk about working on pistols, right? We do have pistols at Ultimate Reloader. I'm gonna check this one, make sure it's safe. Looks good. Okay, so these are the same heights that I had it set for with the bolt action rifle. And I think all we're gonna need to do here is slide these closer together. And I believe that's gonna work. Let's try that right there. So I'm imagining something like, we want to work on or mounting a red dot, that kind of thing. So there we are with the pistol with the slide forward. Let's see what this looks like with the slide back. There we go. Yeah, so we could clamp it with the slide back as well, no problem. Yeah, so a bunch of different things that we can do here with ARs, with long rifles, with shotguns, with handguns. And we've got good, clean lines, very simple user interface for all of the clamping controls. And then, of course, we have the Revolution feature. What you want to do is basically wiggle it a little bit as you're engaging the clamp, and it'll go right into position. So really cool stuff. This appears to be a lifetime tool, really high quality. If you have specific thoughts or questions about the Revolution HD gun vise, drop a comment and I'll see you down there in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching. That concludes this video, and that means it's time to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're watching Ultimate Reloader on TV and want to take advantage of free resources, exclusives, and hot deals, just hold your camera phone up to the QR code, tap on the link, fill out the information, boom, you're getting Ultimate Reloader emails. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, where we've got unrestricted content, and Instagram. Make sure to follow us on all those channels. Ultimate Reloader also has a commercial solutions division serving law enforcement, the military, and the gun industry. We have some unique capabilities, including a comprehensive suite of recoil testing and evaluation capabilities, trigger profiling, and more. Thanks again for watching.